Guys, it's been a while since we've been on. I'm in here with Carly today, and we're going over a few things. Got a couple of things I want to go over. Uh, I think are pretty serious, and I want to go over. We had an agent in Dallas 2 weeks ago. Uh, Her and I've been talking about it, and she thinks it's very important that I get word out to you. But we had an agent in Dallas 2 weeks ago that was out on a listing appointment. Now I'm not going to name her name, and we don't bother to call me or Denise and ask who it is, okay? But she wants you to be made aware. They spent a lot of time going out to get a high-end listing in Frisco, and a seller made unwanted advances to her to the point of he kissed her, which is technically sexual assault. Uh, she was trying then to arrange to get out of the house. He apologized and then tried to do it again. So, guys, we want to watch in an effort to give good service. We want to make sure that we are protected. I asked her if she'd like for me to deal with it, if we'd like to call the police, how she'd like to deal with it. She said she would handle it, and I checked on her a couple days in a row, and she's completely fine. Got her guard up now, and she's an amazing individual, but these type of things, you've got people out there while we're focusing on doing business in a competitive market, they have other ideas of what they want to accomplish. And so I want to make sure that you guys know it is unacceptable in any way, form, or fashion. You should immediately go to your car, get away from the premises if something like that happens. Uh, and don't put yourself in that position. Try to pair up if you feel you need to. That's completely fine. If you need me to go, that's completely fine. Call the police immediately if something happens like that. It is unacceptable. You're a professional. So just wanted to go over that with you and make sure that that was out there. It's horrible that the world we live in that someone thinks they can be that forward. Uh, we're gonna uh, we're gonna defer to the agent. I asked her how she wanted me to handle it. I'm going to defer to the way she wanted to handle it. And so it's it's very tough to hear that happen to one of the family, but she's fine, and we'll be fine. I just want you to be careful. She doesn't want anybody else to experience that. Okay, now I want to go over a couple of things you're getting. As you're making multiple offers, you're getting, we had a situation where an agent actually sent over in writing, if you'll remove the option period, we might could get your offer accepted. These type of behavior, that's a Trec violation and a TAR violation. You cannot, unless she's highest and best, she has to tell everybody the same thing. And advising a selling agent advising someone that they have to take away the option period, you can turn down the offer. You can do, hey Amber, how are you? She did. I'm proud of her. Needless to say, Amber, I wanted a piece of this son of a bitch, but I couldn't get there. Okay, she called me off, but that's just the old redneck in me wanting a piece of that. You've got agents sending over. You got agents send over, this is the way we want you to make an offer. You have to use this title company. You have to use this warranty company. You have to use this. Unfortunately, I talked to a Trek investigator, and he said they're getting multiple complaints, especially out of Dallas and Houston, where agents are dictating that and saying, well, the seller requested that. Well, what's amazing is now they have agents where they've sent it out on every listing they had. We've got And they find out the title company's in the same building, the home warranty they're getting money on, et cetera, and so on. The seller said nothing. So you've got some investigations going on. Here's the situation. They have to present an offer that you make to the seller. It does not have to be convenient to the seller's agent. Be careful of what you ask for. They're putting themselves by saying they don't want an option period, by saying we're not going to honor an option period. They need to advise their seller differently. They're putting their seller in a difficult situation, because if you turn that down, that's a right of the buyer. And if they turn that down, you put yourself in a position where you requested they not get it. And then the buyer's going to go, what were you hiding? What did you know? And also, as we know as listing agents, and Linda Lewis figured this out. Got to give her credit. She called me this morning. Linda said, we got to give, hey, Amy. How are you doing, beautiful? Linda called this morning, and she's in the middle of one of those. Linda Lewis figured this out this morning. She said, you put yourself in a bad situation, because as a listing agent, we know sellers sometimes don't tell us everything that's wrong with the house. So you put yourself in a position to where you advised your seller not to accept an option period, and something came back that was hidden that you didn't even know about, and now you've got that. Also, when you start saying you have to use this title company, you have to use this. We had one, the property was in East Texas. They demanded we use a title company in Mansfield, Texas. We'll come to find out their office was in the same building. One of their owners had a piece of that. So that obviously didn't work very well. So what they're doing, they're saying, well, my seller won't accept your offer. No, you won't accept my offer. Trec is filling up with complaints. TAR is filling up with complaints. In this competitive market, you have some that are seeking to take advantage for personal gain over and above and not treating their customers right. Guys, one thing's going to happen out of this hot market. You're going to see crackdowns like you've never seen before because the worst among us, okay? We take ethics every time. We have to renew our education because it doesn't take. And this is the reason why, is the worst among us get out there and run the rules, and you've got a problem, all right? We've got agents. We had an agent present to Linda Costner because it would not go FHA. They did not want to deal with FHA or VA. They put conventional or cash. They make a conventional offer a week before it was supposed to close. She said, oh, by the way, we switched to FHA. Well, as we got to investigating, they had switched to FHA immediately after the offer was accepted. She did not disclose that to anyone on this side and then proceeded to try to shove the deal through. Linda's seller said, I will not do anything with an FHA. Well, they came back and wanted this or that. No, we're done. Well, it had to be done. You know, they took care of it. It ended up closing, but it put undue pressure, and it was dishonest, it was deceitful, and it was unethical. We literally could be filling out complaints 24/7. So guys, you've got agents that are out there making all of us look bad. Take the high ground, do the right thing. If you have a listing, do the right thing. All right, for both the seller and the buyer. One of the first covenants of our ethics is we be fair to all parties. It's very clear what's going on. These agents that are sending over these lists of, if you're going to fill out an offer, here are the requirements for your offer. No, Trec doesn't state that. You still have to present my offer. Those requirements were not endorsed by your seller. Those requirements make it easy on you. It's a title company you have a piece of. It's a warranty company you get paid on. We even had one that said if you're going to make an offer, and we will give no option period, do inspections before you make an offer. So we're in the highest and best situation, and before we make an offer, before it's even accepted, you want my client to go out and spend money? These people are getting themselves in trouble. Okay, Trec will be investigating complaints for years to come off of what happens in the last and the next 6 months. This is not the way you're supposed to do business. We have to treat all parties fairly. We have to do everything the way we're supposed to. Guys, if you haven't joined our YouTube MHG Live, please do. Carly's doing a lot of work on that. We have an amazing opportunity out there for you. I've got a contract in there. We got one of the Zillow contracts I'm going to go over next week. I'm doing some reviews on it. We want to, Zillow's, bought some houses in some of the bigger markets and then supposedly rehabbed them, and they're out there. We're finding out that the seller breached the contract and there's no consequences. You can get your earnest money back. There, you cannot claim. You basically sign away your rights to sue. You sign away your rights for arbitration. They send you over their own contract and take away your basic rights that are afforded to you through the Texas Real Estate Commission contract. So we've got a problem with that. Virginia has a law where you have to use promulgated forms, and I believe Texas needs that. So I believe the Texas Association of Realtors and those that work for us need to start pushing that you cannot sign away your basic rights on these things. This is getting ridiculous. I'm looking at this contract, and there are some really good things in it. I got to tell you that. There's some great things in there. But there's some things that sign away the buyer's right, give the buyer no right, and the seller, if they default right up to the closing date, all you can do is take the earnest money. You waive the right to sue them or even have mediation. So there are some things that you've got to be careful of when you're dealing with somebody else's contract. You guys, once again, be careful as you're showing houses out there. If you've got listings, we want to be careful of the listings we take. Be careful to not have a win. We want everybody to have a win-win. You need to be cognizant of the fact that actions you take in this market could reflect badly on you down the road with Trec and legally. We have some agents that they're going to be in trouble. Trec is going to be busy, and so is TAR as far as ethics violations. You cannot treat people the way some of these agents are treating people and expect there to be no repercussions because we've reached a point where, you know, some brokers are just, they've gotten crazy. And so if you're a customer, hi Linda, how are you? Linda Lewis logged in, and she did a fantastic job this morning, and that's what our regionals do. Our regionals bring me topics, and she said, you need to talk about this a little bit. Guys, this puts the seller, if you're a listing agent and you tell the seller, well, we need to take contracts that don't have an option period. Well, you don't know anything that seller's hidden from you. Once again, I'm recapping. You don't know things the seller's hidden from you, all right, or that they may have lived with that are clear problems. Then you have recommended that your seller does it. It opens everybody up for litigation, especially like this idiot in Dallas did, put it in writing. You know, you're in the highest and best situation. She sends an email over that says, you know, I can get your offer accepted if you'll take that away. She had to send that to everybody. You can't do that. Hi, Linda Costner. How are you this morning? Get in on the tail end of this. So Carly and I are going to go to lunch today. Then we're going to order some furniture in here. The setup, let me widen this out. The setup we have in here does not match their beautiful furniture. So I told her, let's get me something that matches up. Her and Jazz are doing such a great job. They are doing some fantastic things to help you guys revenue share. We got new recruits coming in. This is going to be a year you wouldn't believe. Update on Denise's family. Dad is home. Mom is getting the care she needs at the hospital. And both ladies are in and out right now as far as Steph and Denise. If you need anything, try Carly or Jazz or myself. If we don't answer the phone, we will get back with you. So much love today. Hope this helped. We will be bringing updates next week. This was so important after visiting with Linda Lewis that I needed to put the hat on and get in front of the cameras today and talk to you guys. A, I wanted to do the safety reminder, but B, Linda brought up an important subject on you're putting your brokerage at risk by doing all this stuff that's self-serving to the realtor. It doesn't help the buyer. It doesn't help the seller. All it is, it's self-serving to the listing agent. Bad deal. Unethical. Put you in an exposed situation. Okay? We don't want to be that kind of office. We got some spots left up here for lenders. We got Lacey Shirley swears she's going to get me a sign. Linda's got a lender that the girls in West Texas use and she uses. I want her sign. You guys got a sign once, come up here, get it into Carly. We'll get it up there. And we're going to just keep growing and making this popular. We brought another camera. We're going to have a 2 camera set up before long. Carly's investigating how to put stuff on a screen for you guys to be able to see so that we can go over paperwork and show you exact paperwork on a split screen. So have a great day. Have a safe week. Weather's supposed to be all over the place the next day or two. Let's pray that nobody gets hurt. Let's get through all this. You guys have a wonderful week.